sass in every way. Talking fast, not a pause in sight. Leanie's got my head in a spin tonight. Oh, shut up, Leanie, can't you see? You talk so much, it's drowning me. With your white hair and sassy flair, just give me a breath, let me share. Podcast queen with a wicked smile, running jokes mile after mile. Try to speak, but in she slides. Leanie makes it a wild ride. With a wicked smile, running jokes mile after mile. I try to speak, but in she slides. Leanie makes it a wild ride. Oh, shut up, Leanie, can't you see? You talk so much, it's drowning me. With your white hair and sassy flair, just give me a breath, let me share. Oh, Leanie, don't get me wrong, can't imagine life without your song. But girl, you've gotta let me in. This ain't just your show to win. So here I stand with my mic in hand, trying to keep this show as planned. Leanie laughs, guess it's gonna stay a little secret every day. Trying to keep this show as planned. Leanie laughs, guess it's gonna stay a little secret every day. Oh, shut up, Leanie, can't you see? You talk so much, it's drowning me. With your white hair and sassy flair, just give me a breath, let me share. Let me share. Oh, Leanie, don't get me wrong, can't imagine life without your song. But girl, you've gotta let me. This ain't just your show to win. Oh, shut up, Leanie, can't you see? You talk so much, it's drowning me. With your white hair and sassy flair, just give me a breath, let me share. Oh, Leanie, don't get me wrong, can't imagine your life without your song. But girl, you've gotta let me. This ain't just your show to win. So here I stand with my mic in hand, trying to keep this show as planned. Leanie laughs, guess it's gonna stay a little secret every day. So here I stand with my mic in hand, trying to keep this show as planned. Leanie laughs, guess it's gonna stay a little secret every day.
Hello, 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 hello. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody is doing good. This beginning of the week, good evening, good night, good morning to all. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it so much. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. Doesn't really matter to me. Just let the algorithm know that you were here. MJD, hello, girlfriend. RC, our godfather's in the house. Good to see you, sunshine. My favorite love bug in Idaho. She will be asleep very soon and will catch replay. Thank you for that. I appreciate it so much. Aloha, Sean. What's new? I have a new AI avatar created and I'm currently beardless. I probably show all you beautiful ladies in here if Leanie permits. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We would love to see it. It's good to see you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I was asked by a couple of people if I would cover what is going on in the UK right now with the royal family. Maggie was also asked, and it was the funniest conversation with Maggie about it because, y'all, Maggie don't know shit about what's going on with the royal family. She doesn't like the royal family. She doesn't pay attention to them. And so we were talking about it. She said, Lainey, I'm going to need you to do this live because, I don't know what's going on over there. So you're going to have to talk about it. which I had already planned on doing it, but I wanted to cover it in a sort of different way, instead of making it so much about the royal family. And y'all know I love me some royals. Y'all listen, I love him. I love the royal family. In fact, my avatar today is me being posh. That's what I would be wearing if I went to go see the king. Y'all get me some high tea. So I love me the royal family. But the reason why the royal family is in the mess that they're in today is because of a guy named uh, Prince Andrew, who, I won't lie, when I started liking the royal family when I was a little girl and started understanding it and stuff, oh my God, I was in love with Prince Andrew. I thought he was, out of all the kids, he was the best looking. He was funny. His smile was so big. I thought King Charles was barf. Um, but I understood, all the women flocking to him, because they would be queens someday. But I just thought, man, that old Andrew, that Andy boy, that's who I would be going with, right? I'd be out with that Andy boy. Phew! He turned out to be the most raunchy of the lot. Uh, Mary Jane says that there's something going on with the royals. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Prince Andrew looks gay. Well, he does now, but he sure didn't back in the 80s. Oh, no. Sean also says Prince Andrew got what he deserved, the English cream puff. Well, you know, uh, sometimes it is good when prayers don't come true, because man, I prayed to meet the royal. I really wanted to meet Princess Diana, and then, I wanted to hook up with old Randy Andy. And thank God that never happened, because he's a slime ball. And not only is he a slime ball, he is the epiphany of a spoiled, rotten, uh little boy that never had to grow up or do anything on his own. I don't even think the man wipes his own ass, to tell you the truth. I just cannot see, out of all the royals, Andrew wiping his own ass. He is the biggest pig, the most pompous. Listen, I don't know the man. I'm just going off of my research. Okay. Is that sausage fingers? Yeah. I'm just going off my own research, and I think I like real men, and someone that can swing a hammer, and look good doing it, and that isn't scared to kill the spider, and can lay out his own clothing for the next morning. Um, it has been said that Andrew was the Queen's favorite child. How true that is, I don't know. I mean, I really don't understand it, even though all of us as kids have used that against our parents, and our own kids have used it against us. You like that one better than me, and that's your favorite. That's why. So finally I just started saying, yeah, yeah. Um, all of us have used it. So I don't understand how you can have a favorite. I have 5, and they're all different. And there are, like, if I'm going to a concert, I could pick 1 or 2 that I'd like to go to. That doesn't mean I want to go to a concert with all 5 of them, right? Some of them I don't want to go to a concert with. They'd be boring as hell. There's a couple that like my jam and they like my music, and we have fun when we go to concerts. Then there's a couple that I wouldn't go to a movie theater with, because they wouldn't shut the hell up. Um, and there's a couple that I would absolutely go to. You know what I mean? it doesn't mean that you love, for me, it doesn't mean that I loved any of my children differently. It's they all have different personalities. And for my kids are like me, just like everybody else. Not us, all of us are suitable for every occasion, right? Um, so you pick whichever's going to be the funnest, or the one that is not going to embarrass you too bad, you know. So, but it is said that that Andrew was the Queen's favorite. When I was researching this and doing and backing into a lot of this, I had a couple of thoughts, and I will share those with you as we go along. But as an American, I do want to say this: I'm pissed. I'm pissed that, and not that I think that Andrew should get everything that's coming to him and that has come to him. I think he should. But there's a shit ton of people on that list that are Americans, and not a damn thing has been done. We just, as a, not we, I'm not claiming it, because if it was me, I don't give a shit who you are. If you were my own brother, I'd throw that list out there and let the chips fall where they may. Um, I gotta say, I have a lot of respect that someone in the royal family, even though they did try to sweep some of it under the carpet, and he has, I believe he lied and said that he didn't have anything to do um, with Virginia. Uh, he settled out of court, and I don't know if that's just a royal thing. That to me says more of guilt than anything. So, because if I'm not guilty of something, I'm not settling out of court, and by the time I'm done, you're going to pay my court fees too. So, but I have to admire the the royal family and the English, that they're not letting it rest. Like, they're holding the top of the top, which is a prince in the royal family, responsible for his actions. And y'all, there's a whole list, possibly even our own president, um, that is being protected because we won't drop the list. And I think that's wrong. I think it's wrong. You're not going to be a dick. And I'm not sure if Maggie put that up there or if Lunch Lady put it up there, but it's so appropriate, isn't it? And you know, we did hear Donald Trump, and like, this isn't a political thing, and I don't want to talk politics, okay? Um, what I'm saying is, one of the things Donald Trump said was he was gonna open the list up, and we haven't done it yet. We've gotten a couple little things off it, but the big names we're not opening up yet. And I have a problem with that. So I give kudos to the royal family. No matter how you feel about them or whatever, they're doing right by the victims, um, by stripping him of titles and not letting him, allowing him to use titles or be involved in anything that has to do with even Christmas, y'all. He can't go off and do the Christmas thing with the family and go to church Christmas morning and be a part of all that. You know, this started back in what, 2022. Um, and the Queen did, what did she do? Uh, you know, I need to look that up. Something happened. He had to drop some titles or something like that, but he was still the Duke of York, and many other patron patriot patrons, patron. There's the word. He had over 200. after this happened, after it happened in 222 and they settled out of court, which, by the way, if you ask me, I don't know this for sure, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the queen is the one that paid Virginia millions of dollars, not 1 million, but millions of dollars, just to settle this out of court, because the motto in the family is never explain, never complain. I've even taken that on myself, y'all. It's worked. But so of course they want to keep things out of the public. So here in the States, we're just waiting on the fucking files to be released. We want to know names. We've got kind of ideas of some of the people that were on it, but they've listed a couple names, but they haven't told us, like, they've told us some people that have been on the Epstein's island, who's been on a flight with him, who's been here, who's been there. But Andrew was actually named as taking advantage of young underage girls under the age of 18 and being sued by them. So from that season of life, that during the Epstein things. So we're going to go into it. I brought some stuff up. I found some really good things that kind of explain the thing. So I wanted to come at it differently, but I not so much like beating up the royal family. I mean, I respect them for what they're doing. Our own government won't do it. Probably because a lot of our government was on the island or doing shit they shouldn't have been doing. So we're protecting ours, but the royal family's like, oh no, dude, like you got to go, like you are bringing like bad blood, bad press here, and we don't need it. Right. So then I had to ask myself, I said, every month, let me get back here and chat really quick. Anne says every Monday is dentist day, getting teeth pulled. Oh, wow. Just go to sleep, get them all pulled at once. Who's got control of the list? I don't know. The FBI, I'm sure RC will know. Homeland Security. There was already animatronics of the royals, totally fake. Becoming a royal representative, they would call that lady. Anne says, yeah, it's not enough punishment. Were he a normal guy, he'd be in jail where he belongs. Yeah, but I mean, I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to give it to him again. There's no Americans that have, and you can't tell me Americans weren't involved. There's no Americans that have had anything happen to him because we're protecting them. RC says, okay, and we all know you don't have a dick. That's okay. I'll be the dick. I still have one. RC. Lena, you will never get to see the highest names. They have enough money to squash it. Yeah. Sean says, if something like that is done in the Kingdom of Hawaii and the punishment would be put to death, especially crimes against people. Anne says, RC, I don't need a dick to be a dick. I can do it well without one. All right. So I wanted to come at this because when I was researching this, and I've been watching over the last couple of days what's been going on with Andrew and Sarah Ferguson and all of that. And I did learn a couple of things, like that Virginia Guiffre, I think that's how you pronounce her name, who was the main person that took him to court. And I believe that the Queen is the one that settled out of court with her. I didn't know that she took her own life this year, you guys. And the reason why all that came out because I was like, wait a second. So I thought the Queen handled this back in 2022. Why is it back in the news? Why all of a sudden now is Andrew saying this, that he's not going to use any of his titles anymore, that he will just be known as Prince Andrew, which he would still be a prince because he is the son of a monarch. It would take Parliament to take that away from him. So I was like, why is it all out now? And then that's when I found out that she had taken her own life, I think, in April, and she had kept a diary, and her family found the diary, and her memoirs are being released, you guys. So it's all coming back to the forefront. Not only that, I'm going to tell you, there are like 3 or 4 books that are coming out just in this year, the rest of this year, and some that have already been written this year that has brought it all back to the forefront, right? And there's been a big, wild thing in the news about Prince Andrew and his ex-wife living at one of the crown estates that is like an A1, meaning it's like a big deal. And Charles telling him that, when he became king, he needed to move. And then it was realized that he signed a contract with the monarchy, which was his mom, for £250 a month to live there for 75 years. And because King Charles is trying to make the senior members of the royal family like a smaller group instead of having so many people, he just didn't feel like, Andrew is not a senior member of the royal family. That happened in 2022. So, Charles, he's like, dude, you got to go whenever mommy died. And then come to find out, he signed now, whether he could still boot him out, I don't know. I don't think the British people will give a damn if they boot him out. He wanted him to move to Frogmore Cottage. Listen, Frogmore Cottage, you guys, this is what I don't understand with people with money. Frogmore Cottage is not what we're thinking it is, like a small little cottage. It's not like, it's a beautiful home that any one of us would be so happy to move into. But why would Andrew want to move out of Royal Lodge that's got how many rooms in it? His ex-wife stays on the west side of it, and he stays on the east side of it. And just wait till I tell you some of the stuff that I found out about. We've always known that Sarah Ferguson is, homegirl. She's not really on the up and up either, right? We've known that for years and years and years, just as Americans watching what's happening, and then her moving over here. And, homegirl will do anything for a buck and sell out anybody for a buck. And that was one of the things that one of the columnists that I was reading on that said that they think that one of the reasons old Chuck, Charles, I call him Chuck, will not, he's the monarchy. He could say, you sign, we're not grandfathering you in here into that agreement with mama, like you got to go. You got to go somewhere else. You have other properties, right? Is because what did Harry do? The minute Harry moves over here and gets hooked up with that, oh my God, that piece of shit. I guess the little bit of millions that they had wasn't enough money that he had to write a tell-all book. right? I'm sure Andrew knows a hell of a lot more about the royal family and his mama than Harry did. Harry basically talked about his father, his brother, his sister-in-law, Camilla, and he didn't really bring grandmama into it much, you know. But oh, Randy over there, he could probably do some damage. So one of the commentators I was reading on, he said, it's kind of like, look, let him fucking stay there. Just disappear. Don't come around the royal family at all. Do not be around us at all. Shut the hell up. Stay where you're at. And we won't bother you. You don't bother us. Because all he's screaming is he does not want to leave the royal lodge in order to keep him shut the fuck up, you know. The royal family is living Emmanuel movie with Sylvia Crystal. King Charles is a cheater too. He never deserved Princess Diana. Princess Diana is higher class than King Charles. Miniature mansion. Yes. That family is Cook. Alpha, the first one, says that. And I'm guessing you're probably English. Welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Listen, guys, thank you guys so much for coming in. I appreciate it if you're down for this. Hang on, because I got a lot of information to put out about this. If it's not your jam, I totally understand. If you want to leave or have to leave, we do everything here. There's nothing off limits. There's a different topic all the time. And most of the time, there's 50 topics in one live. So, yeah, there it is. Let me, I want to tell you guys a little bit about the way I'm going to go with this. If you watch any CNN news or any kind of news right now, NBC, BBC, anything out there right now, you can find out everything there is to know about what's going on with Andrew. But when I started researching and looking into what I wanted to talk about here, and I knew I didn't so much want to make it in about him, and I realized that Virginia had taken her own life, I went deep into that. And so, in honor of her, I want to tell her story just a little bit, and then we'll get back to the biggest dick in the royal family right now, and that's Prince Andrew. And we, you know, hey, he can't use HRH anymore, right? He can't use the Duke of York anymore. Well, he's not supposed to, or he's not a part of the Order of the Garter anymore, or nothing like that. But look at Meghan and Harry when they stepped away from being members of when they stepped away from being senior members of the royal family, they were stripped of HRH. Us as Americans still call them that. If they're being introduced at some high-end event or whatever, stupid ass people still call them the Royal Highnesses. No, they're not. And they were asked not to use the Duke and Duchess of whatever the hell they are or were. What, I can't even remember. My brain just took a shit on me. They were asked not to use it. They still use it. So we'll see. We'll see what Andrew says. Now, even though Andrew and Sarah Ferguson were divorced, she was still the Duchess of York. It's a lot of people are asking, all right, what's going to happen with their two girls now? They're both princesses, but they've taken on. They're also they've taken on the York name, right? That's what they do. It's like William. He was he's the Prince of Wales now because his father was the Prince of Wales, even though um, their legal birth name is um, Edinburgh Windsor, right? It's the father's last name slash uh, the monarch's, which the monarch's name is Windsor. So I didn't know that when they got divorced, she was still the Duchess of York. I guess she was. But Diana was the Princess of Wales as well after she divorced Charles. So I guess it's something that they keep on, they hold on to until a death or unless the queen strips it from them. That's what a lot of the public is calling for right now, that not they want have a good day and they want a lot of from what I can see, the Brits over there, they don't just want him not to be able to use it. They want Charles to strip him. Hi, Pink Fan. Duke of sucks ass. No, I shouldn't say that because the Sussex people didn't do anything. But right, Sussex. Yes, that is it. Thank you, Pink Fan. So good to see you, my love. No different than us, just like the politicians in America, and they all get to write a book. Of course, they never tell the truth. That's correct. But then you've got people out there that do tell the truth, and that's why this is being done. So also, when I was looking at it and saying, why is this back in the news? Then all of a sudden, something big is fixing to happen over in Britain, y'all. Their king Charles of Chuck, my friend Chuck, which y'all, I love me some Chuck. Don't talk crap about my Chuck. I know he did a bad thing and I hated him for a long time for what he did to Diana. But I love me some Chuck, y'all. I do. I would love to walk up to him and say, "What up, Chuck?" Y'all, I'd be thrown out of there no matter how posh I look. He'd be like, "Get this white trash out of here." And I'd be like, "Look, I'm fucking funny. Give the man a drink." Okay. Anyways, back to this. I didn't know that a lot of this that I found out. So I was like, this is tragic. A lot of it is tragic and a lot of it's good. So, but from what I understand, the Brits, and there are British people here, i.e. Pink Fan, maybe Alpha. Lizzo will be in here in just a little while. From what I understand, I think the Brits want King Charles to strip and take everything away from him, and they want Parliament to take away his prince status. I'm curious as to what says you? What says you as citizens of the UK? Also, we have got people from Australia that should be in here soon, hopefully, and that's their royal family as well. I'm curious as to what you think. All right, before we go any further, let's look into hold on just a second. All right. Let's listen to this first. And then after this, then we're going to talk about exactly who Virginia was. Okay. Sean, don't go nowhere. I'm going to have you up at halftime to come in here and show us your beard that's cut off, which I'm probably not going to be happy about. Just letting you know that right now. All right, let me see what you guys can see. Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. All right, I'm going to scroll. You guys, this is a fair use disclaimer. Copyright Act of 1976 gives allowance for this content to be used for purposes of criticism, which I'm very good at. Comment, I'm even better at. News reporting, I'm trying. Teaching, yes. I'm not giving away any money, so it's not scholarship, but I do my research. Yes. So there you go. Don't come at me. Don't come at me. All right. YouTube, I don't need it. This is 60 Minutes Australia. And y'all, I pulled up this one just because I like the way they talk. The accent. Because I found a lot of these, but I love the accent and I love the way they presented the story. And this is what I came across first when I was like, why are we talking about this again? What do we care about Andrew? Nobody cares about him, right? Well, this is why. You guys watch your ears to begin with because I don't know how loud it is. This is not my work. This is 60 Minutes Australia that I found on a YouTube channel. So here we go. And I don't know if I have any mods in here, but I cannot see chat.
Powerful
I was just a toy to be used.
and dangerous.
I got out of it. It was an escape, but it was an escape with a happy ending.
But Virginia Giuffre kept another secret.
She was telling us, like, this is what I'm really going through.
Now, her family revealed
It's just like this switch.
her private pain
I have never seen my sister that weak.
and final wishes.
We want to make sure the world knows.
So let me just stop it right there a second. When I started watching this is when I found out that she actually committed the S. You know, she took her own life. And it doesn't portray in this part that she actually took her own life over one thing or another. There was just things that were leading up and too many things to deal with. And then when I dug into her life, I was like, wow, she's a really brave girl. So just bear with me. I'm going to put this on a little bit faster. Speed. Let's go 125. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Virginia Giuffre was an incredibly courageous woman. She made global headlines for taking on and bringing down billionaire pedophile Jeffrey Epstein and his accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell. In the process, she also revealed she'd been trafficked to Prince Andrew. But very few knew of the private battle she endured at home. Virginia died in April this year. Now, members of her family, along with her closest confidants, are sharing never-before-seen photos, details from her personal diaries, and other witness accounts about what was really happening in her life. They say it was Virginia's final wish to tell the world about the agony of her last days.
Here's my goofy. This is how goofy she
That's my
was.
goofy sister.
That like sums her up in like one picture right there. If you want to know who she was, this right here, 100%.
Goofy and cheeky is how Sky Roberts and Danny Wilson remember their sister, Virginia Giuffre. To the rest of the world, she may have symbolised strength, taking on some of society's most powerful, accusing them of abuse and sex trafficking.
I won't stop fighting. I will never be silenced until these people are brought to justice.
But to these bereft brothers, she'll always be their Jenna, as they called her, to cherish and protect.
As siblings, I mean, this shows you like how much we loved each other, like how much we would lean on each other. And I think that's why we're here right now with you guys. It's why we're reading through her journals. It's why we flew up to Australia and did everything in our power because, you know, we loved her.
And your family.
Yep.
Praying for an angel to arrive. They call from a friend.
In April this year, on her remote property north of Perth, Virginia took her own life. Her death ended months of physical and emotional turmoil.
I got on the phone with a private plane company to go get her.
Damn it! I just said something really good. Anyways, I need to throw out a trigger warning right here. I didn't realize that I was muted. Another trigger warning right here. This part of it is going to talk about domestic violence that Virginia suffered at the hands of her husband. And if you are sensitive to that type of content, I don't mind at all if you just exit stage right and come back in a little while when this is over with. And let's get going. And you shut up, Pete Van!
We were going to do everything in our power to get her.
But tonight, the distressing account from those left behind. Their desperate race across the world to save Virginia.
Now I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. I'm like, okay, something's wrong now. Like, I need to get in there.
And for the first time, they shared the terrible secret Virginia kept for 22 years. The truth behind her picture-perfect marriage.
She was telling us, like, hey, this is what I'm really going through.
The evidence you've never heard.
And they were responding to a 911 call, a call for help?
Right. She'd been assaulted by her husband.
From the sheriff to the DA, witnesses to a marriage marred by violence.
The bruise to her eye and her cheek area was one of the worst I have seen.
And in Australia, allegations of the latest brutal attack.
And she said, I swear it was just like this switch, like he just snapped.
But then the bewildering twist. Why, despite the obvious injuries, did police believe her estranged husband and not her?
And what do you make of Robbie's claim that was self-inflicted, that he did not beat her?
You cannot do what she did to herself. Her sternum was cracked. Her face was beaten.
I get asked all the time, Dr. Paris, what food should I eat to heal my arthritis? Well, what's more important is what foods you avoid. And in the next 10 seconds, I'll show you one so-called good for you protein that actually just...
This country is a second chance for a lot of people. For me, it was a second chance at a new life. I'll always be grateful to Australia. It's, yeah, down to its blood. I love it.
We first met Virginia in 2019. She was living near Cairns then, indulging her passion for animals and the quiet life. The cane fields of Queensland really were a world away from Manhattan, where Virginia was the most prominent voice in the fight to expose sex abuser billionaire Jeffrey Epstein and his twisted co-conspirator and girlfriend, socialite Ghislaine Maxwell. She accused them both of serial abuse and human sex trafficking, much of it here at Epstein's New York mansion.
There's a lot of scars hidden behind those walls. It should be ripped down. It should be burned to the ground. Some of my worst memories are from this place.
But her most high-profile scalp was undoubtedly Prince Andrew, who was stripped of his Royal Highness title and duties. Virginia famously claimed to have been trafficked to him 3 times by Maxwell.
This is a real photo.
And that was the first time you met him?
And that's the very first time I met him. And that's right before I was abused by him.
And Virginia said she was underage at the time.
It's about time that we all stand up together and stop letting the perpetrators, the very strong and powerful, involved in this case in particular, getting away with bullying us back into silence. Times have changed. I think the tide of the Me Too.
What no one knew was behind the extraordinary victory on the public stage, Virginia was staying silent on a very private battle. She has since alleged her Australian husband, Robbie Guiffre, had been coercive and violent throughout their marriage. With her gone, it's surreal and unsettling to watch them together. I interviewed the couple 5.5 years ago, and back then, neither gave any clue to problems of any kind. Instead, much was made of Robbie's role in rescuing Virginia in 2002 from Epstein's clutches. She was in Thailand, sent by Epstein to study massage. Robbie was a martial arts instructor there at the same time. Incredibly, just 3 days after meeting her, he popped the question.
Yeah, still remember when I won down one leg, old-fashioned style, and proposed. Yeah.
Goodness, how could you both be so certain of each other after such a short amount of time?
Yeah, that's the magical question. You just know.
You just know?
Personally, I knew he was the one when he told me The way that your life is going right now, the people that are abusing you, it's not right. And you don't have to live like that. And he was the first person to tell me that.
This might seem a bit harsh or mean to ask you, but did either of you think that instead of true love, that this was an escape route?
It was an escape, but it was an escape with a happy ending.
It was.
Still
I knew
is.
she was the one. I knew her from the first time I met her.
Even then, not everything was as it seemed. And in the years after, according to Virginia's brother Sky Roberts, their marriage spiralled.
This was the man that, in her perception, took her away from Epstein, right? Like where he did, he helped get her away. And you would expect that to be like the Prince Charming story where you ride off into the distance and it's this beautiful ending. But it's not. I think over the course of years, it developed into this physical and emotional abuse.
In September last year, Virginia and Robbie separated. But it is only now that Virginia's allegations of Robbie's coercive control and violence are being made widely known.
Robert's behavior became more controlling. The stronger I became, the scarier he became.
We would not be aware of the extent of the abuse if not for Virginia's diary. It's on these pages she shared her painful and personal secret, her final words, only discovered after her death.
Wavered as he constantly accused me of being unfaithful almost on a daily basis, monitoring me via the many cameras he has set up at Ocean.
Sky is reading out his sister's words, certain she wanted to reveal the reality of her life behind closed doors.
Not allowed to go downstairs when any mail was over, and that was every day. I became a prisoner.
If you've got cayenne pepper, pink salt, apple cider vinegar, and baking soda in your kitchen, and you're not using this recipe...
Did she explain why she kept that secret?
I think there was just this sense of like how strong she was in the public eye, but then she couldn't fight the demon of, what was going on in her own home. And her own home is really what her hardest battle of her life was. And we want to be strong for her. And we want to make sure the world knows her truth. And
Big fan. I have one thing for you. Sorry, I was eating a banana. Maggie told me quit eating them, but I'm eating it. You suck it. You suck it, Pink Fan.
What she wanted people to know and understand about her.
Up next, the holiday that ended in hospital, and the courts issue a restraining order against Virginia, not Robert.
I'm not going to say what's coming to my mind there. We'll just...
Why don't you? Tell me what's on your mind.
Inflicted how? Did she run into his hand? I mean...
It's so cold. We run this.
In January this year, picturesque Dunsborough in Western Australia was the destination of choice for Virginia Guiffre and her estranged husband, Robbie. Virginia had booked this holiday home for the family to come together to celebrate their daughter's 15th birthday. Instead, according to the mum of three, it was where Robbie verbally and physically assaulted her nearly 3 months before she died in late April.
She started to tell us what happened. We knew they were separated for some time.
Virginia told her sister-in-law and brother, Amanda and Sky Roberts, the alleged attack was her breaking point. They're sharing the harrowing details and these confronting photos for the first time, following Virginia's wishes to let the world know the violence she says she lived with.
He wanted to be intimate with her, and she said she first tried to laugh it off and, oh no, and she said, I swear it was just like this switch, like he just snapped. And before I knew it, he was just on top of me and just raining down blows on top of me. And she said that he's had her in like a martial arts position. There was bruising all over her chest and his ring imprint was on her cheek. And she said that she had a cracked sternum and a perforated eye.
Lynette Wilson, Virginia's other sister-in-law, was accustomed to seeing her as the rest of us did, unafraid to expose abusers,
This is a real photo.
no matter how powerful or wealthy. But following the alleged assault in January, Lynette discovered another side to this trailblazer.
How devastating was it for you to see those photos of her?
It gives me goosebumps right now thinking about it, because she's this strong woman, and that's, I've known her actually since she was a little girl. She's gone through so much, and she's always had this joyful, presenting outlook, and to see in that moment her hurt and fear It was startling.
It would appear Virginia and Robert have very different accounts of what happened here in Dunsborough, though both admit there was violence. From what Virginia told family back in the States, after she rejected Robert's request for sex, he physically assaulted her, punching her over and over. But Robert's version has Virginia as the aggressor. He has made allegations that after their conversation deteriorated into an argument, Virginia assaulted him with headbutts, punches and spitting. He claimed all he could do was to try and protect himself by covering his face and fleeing as soon as he could. As for Virginia's obvious injuries, Robert alleges she caused those to herself.
I don't think she could have caused a fractured sternum and caused the bruising that she had on her body. Just don't think that it's possible. And I believe Virginia and what she said about what happened that night.
Carrie Loudon was Virginia's lawyer and friend. She believes Virginia's injuries look like she came off second best in a one-sided fight. On top of previous injuries from accidents and back surgery, she says Virginia was already very incapacitated and required a carer. Robbie said he suffered bruising and scratches, that he was spat on, and that he feared for his safety and the safety of his children. Why are you laughing?
It's just absurd. It just beggars belief that he could say that he was physically scared and threatened by Virginia, who had a full-time carer. She was unable to live independently because of her injuries and health concerns.
Robbie made allegations against Virginia's mental health at the time, saying that she was unwell, manipulative and unpredictable. Did you see any evidence of that instability that might have caused her to attack him?
No. I didn't see anything from Virginia that would have caused her to attack him or for her to be physically able to attack him. I just don't think it was possible.
Virginia called the police the next morning. On seeing her, they advised her to go to the local Bustleton hospital. Police then investigated Robbie for assault, but say there was insufficient evidence to charge him. What did Robbie tell police?
Robbie told police something along the lines of that Virginia had inflicted these injuries on herself and that he hadn't touched her. That's what the police had relayed to me and to Virginia about why they closed the case.
So they accepted that at face value?
The only two people who knew what happened was Virginia and Robbie, and they believed Robbie's version of events over Virginia's.
Despite claiming he'd been assaulted and injured by Virginia, Robbie never sought medical help. He did, however, go to court and, as the process allows, was armed only with his version of events. The magistrate granted him a 6-month family violence restraining order against Virginia. It forbade her from going within 25 metres of her estranged husband or their home. Back in the States, Virginia's brother, Sky, cannot be persuaded by police or the court. To him, his sister's bruises are proof she was the victim. He says the gravest injustice against her was being banned from seeing or contacting 2 of her 3 children, who were under 18 at the time.
That shocked me. I was confused because how can you put a violence restraining order on somebody who has been abused? You would traditionally think that that would be on the person that is the abuser.
ChatGPT, what's a future-proof business in 2025?
Right.
A future-proof business in 2025?
Right. What the
In the US, Robbie's allegation.
Now, you know, when I was watching this, you guys know I like to play, I like being devil's advocate, especially if I'm not there to witness it. And if she was headbutting him, yes, she could have sustained those kind of marks to her, you know, the side of her head and black eyes and things like that. What she sustained on her neck, I don't see that. And I'm not saying that his story's right. But I'm trying to look at this at both sides because here in America, I mean, it might be different in Australia. In America, I mean, if the guy didn't even go to the hospital, where's the pictures? If she headbutted him that hard and received black eyes from headbutting him that hard, believe me, he had to have had some kind of bruises on him too. So I tend to believe that maybe the police department was just corrupt, or he knew somebody she didn't, or I don't know. I don't know, but I do tend to believe that she was the one that was victimized in this.
Against Virginia have raised doubts because it's here in Colorado that he has prior form for domestic violence against Virginia. In 2015, Sheriff Dale King was part of the investigation that led to Robbie's conviction. Dale is sad to admit he was not surprised to learn of Virginia's recent injuries.
So her allegation was that Robbie did that to her.
Right.
His allegation is that it was self-inflicted.
I'm not going to say what's coming to my mind there. We'll just...
Why don't you tell me what's on your mind?
Inflicted how? Did she run into his hand? I mean...
In 2014, chased by the media frenzy surrounding the Epstein case, Virginia, Robbie and the kids escaped to tiny Penrose in Colorado. The peace Virginia sought in this one-horse town was shattered when, in a peak of anger, Robbie physically attacked her.
The dog had done something, and he got mad and grabbed the dog. I believe she's like in a headlock. I mean, put his head right here and started punching the dog. And she got down and she tried to stop him and she tried to pull him off, and he turns attention from the dog and starts hitting her.
So this isolated property is one that you know pretty well?
Yes, this is where Jenna and Robert, they lived when they were here.
In Colorado, the authorities take domestic violence very seriously. That night, Robbie was arrested, removed from the family home and put in jail.
She had some bruising on this side of her, the left side of her face.
And immediate support was provided to Virginia, who the next morning met with the local district attorney, Amy Wren.
I highly doubt that was his first time assaulting her.
And why do you say that?
Just the severity of the assault, and most offenders don't immediately go to that level of assault.
How would you describe that level of assault?
I was surprised she didn't have any broken bones in her face. The bruise to her eye and her cheek area was one of the worst I have seen for what would be a misdemeanor assault here. I remember being shocked by it.
Robbie pleaded guilty to domestic violence, and as a first-time offender in Colorado, he was given probation as long as he underwent a 26-week course addressing violent behaviour and coercive control.
Did you have any sense, or did either of them say to you whether this had happened in the past?
No. But there were injuries this time. And he was beating on the dog first, she told me. I don't think that probably was the first time.
Sheriff Dale King's instincts may well be right if Virginia's own words are to be believed. 3 weeks before her death, Virginia sent a disturbing bombshell text to her New York publicist, Deanie von Merfling, accusing Robbie of abusing her as far back as 2010, just after the birth of her third child, and 5 years before his conviction for domestic violence in Colorado.
She wrote to me on April 4th. He was coming down off a 3-day bender and punched me in the face, which dropped me to the floor and continuously kicked me in the stomach. This man has been violent throughout the whole marriage. I did call the cops on him, who turned up, and by that time, Rob reverently pled on his hands and knees not to charge him. He always apologized and said that he needed help and would never do anything like that again. But as time went on, it only got worse. I'm shattered even writing this.
What was it like for you to read it?
I mean, I was devastated. To think that this is the life that she was living and that it was much more prevalent than anyone could have guessed.
Does it make you sad?
That's an understatement.
What sort of a person did you find in Virginia?
Wait a minute. Can I get up there? Of course.
Coming up, tracking down the Australian witness who backs Virginia's claims that she'd long been a victim of domestic violence.
It was clearly a very obvious black eye.
Before her death in April, high-profile sex abuse victim Virginia Guiffre made damning allegations of domestic violence against her husband, Robbie. She alleged to family and friends violence occurred throughout their 22-year marriage, but detailed in particular one assault she says happened while living in Australia in 2010. We've now tracked down witnesses who support that allegation. They're a part of the couple's circle and say they remember the time clearly.
The viral Paleo Valley meat sticks are on sale right now for up to 20% off. These are the most delicious meat sticks on the market. There are tons.
She had a great sense of humour, very intelligent, and just a lot of fun. And I really respected her as a mother as well. It was just very clearly evident that they were her world and that she was just full of love.
While Jane is too frightened to reveal her identity, her friendship with Virginia all those years ago compels her to share what she, along with 7 or 8 others, witnessed.
There was one time when I just saw a mark on her face, and I didn't ask anything of it because it was just like, it was a mark, and then it was probably about 6 months down the track where she had a very obvious black eye. I just said, "That wasn't Robbie, was it?" And she said, "Yes." She said it was. And I said, "Oh my God, I can't believe it." And I said, "This is not okay." And she just sort of shrugged and just said, "Oh, it was just a little scuffle. It's no big deal."
Her first response to you was to minimise it.
Yeah, very much so. But she confirmed that it was Robbie. Yeah.
Did it look minor to you?
It did not, no. Not the second time, absolutely not. It was clearly a very obvious black eye.
But it was this social media post made in March this year that first alerted the world Virginia was in trouble.
And Prince Andrew's accusers, Virginia Giuffre, is tonight in a Perth hospital.
She is fighting for her life after a bus crash, and a serious crash which has left her with just days to live.
She had been a passenger in a car hit by a school bus, a crash she alarmingly claimed left her so injured she only had 4 days left to live. It was a private post Virginia accidentally made public. But instead of sympathy, the general response was immediate scepticism and derision. Doubt, Virginia's brother, Danny Wilson, says was unfair and unfounded. It was an alarming post to read that Virginia had been told that she had 4 days to live.
So I spoke with the doctors, and they told me she was in very serious shape, and she had 0 kidney function. What the doctor had told her was, like, untreated in your condition with 0 kidney function, if you do not get treatment, you got about 4 days before your body poisons itself.
Did she ever try to convince you to come out for a visit?
She always wanted me to come visit.
Virginia did get the treatment she needed, but according to her New York publicist and close friend, Deanie von Merfling, the accident couldn't have happened at a worse moment.
I think they're having a really hard time.
It followed an alleged attack by her estranged husband, Robbie Giuffre, 2 months earlier, in January this year, which resulted in a restraining order against her. She was also banned from seeing her children for 6 months, something she found unbearable, as she shared with Deanie.
What did she say?
She told me she wanted to die. She didn't have her kids. That was all she cared about, was her kids. There was no point. I called her family in the US and told her brothers they had to go there and be with her.
We were like, we have to get up and go right now.
Virginia's sister-in-law, Amanda, and brother, Sky Roberts, had no doubt about how serious it was. Was Virginia asking for you to come at that point?
I have never seen my sister that weak. I think that was the conversation that really drove me to be like, we have to go. We don't have a choice anymore.
Sky and Danny made a mercy dash to be by their sister's side, with Danny leaving the States first.
She had gone through so much. It was kind of like a cat always landing on their feet. You just expected her to be okay.
A fortnight later, Sky followed.
I think you can see it in that picture. I just think you could see the relief from her. Like my family's here. I'm okay.
In that moment, was that encouraging for you?
Yeah, that was very encouraging.
With the end of her marriage, Virginia sought refuge here on her isolated property in Near Gabby, about an hour north of Perth. Despite being in the middle of nowhere, she considered this to be her happy place, out of the spotlight and where she could care for her beloved animals. But ultimately and sadly, Virginia could not find the solace she was seeking.
Allergy meds were draining my wallet, hoping it would cure my dog Minnie's obsessive paw licking and scratching. And yeah, it...
On April 24th, Virginia was home alone. Sky had chores to do in the nearby town. When he returned later that evening, he couldn't raise his big sister.
I walk up to the door, I start knocking. I'm like, Jenna, are you in there? Like, everything okay? I'm like, she's not answering. Like, and then I go to check the door and the door's locked. That's weird. I shouldn't usually knock the door. Now I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. Okay, something's wrong now. Like, I need to get in there. And so I'm beating on the door. And I was like, screw it, I'm going to kick in it. And so I kicked the door open, and that's when I found my sister. I attempted to resuscitate her for 45 minutes. I called the authorities immediately. And and she was pronounced dead about an hour later.
Coming up, the unthinkable. Virginia's distraught family blocked from her funeral.
Her mother deserves to put her to rest. Her family deserves to put her to rest.
Virginia Giuffre, the fearless sex abuse survivor, revered for her fight against the powerful and depraved, took her own life in April this year. Her death is being deeply mourned by her family in the United States.
You got these beautiful creatures and animals that are so powerful, and I think it represents her in so many ways.
But their loss is compounded by anger. They're devastated they were not invited to Virginia's funeral. Her brother, Sky Roberts, says the 41-year-old's estranged husband, Robbie, held a private service without bothering to tell them. They say it's yet another example of the little regard he's shown them over the years.
How much of a shock, Sky, did that come to you to know that a funeral had taken place that you didn't know about?
I guess the simple answer to that is that I didn't come to a surprise at all. I think because it would have been the right thing to do. And so, no, it wasn't a shock to me that we weren't invited and that we had to find out third party, which I think is very heartless.
Well, how hurt were you by it?
I mean, I'm very hurt by it.
No doubt Robbie can be disarming, as we found him in this interview 5.5 years ago, where his support for Virginia and her escape from the powerful people who abused her seemed boundless.
Her making that jump on that ball is the most miraculous. She took the lead. She's the one that learned how to trust again. So she's my little warrior.
You okay?
But since then, their marriage disintegrated. It's been revealed Virginia accused Robbie of frequent domestic violence. In turn, he got a restraining order against her in January this year, and she was banned from seeing her kids for 6 months.
Was there any chance that Virginia, in the allegations she made against Rob, exaggerated it in any way, made false statements, lied about it?
When are we going to start believing survivors? We're so quick to try to debunk that person's actually telling the truth. So the answer unequivocally is absolutely yes, I believe my sister.
The family says Robbie's apparent campaign against Virginia did not come as a complete surprise. He had long revealed his nasty side to Virginia's mother.
He would call her things like stupid, and there's some words here I probably won't state. I pray for you, who is that fiery wench? You're old. I see dumb people. I'm a unitard. Dumb you are. What an idiot.
These are just some of the abusive messages Robbie allegedly sent his mother-in-law after commandeering Virginia's mobile.
What grown-ass man sends gifts, gifs, whatever you call them, to their mother-in-law like that? I mean, I sent them to my friends and my sister and my brother, but I could not imagine I'm just in shock that a grown-ass man could act like that. Not me.
According to Virginia, he would often take her phone to read her messages and to send these outrageous texts.
He'd say things like, send us the date, stupid. Shut up, stupid. This one's pretty yucky. This one I think is very, very important because it states, and this is to my mom from Virginia, in her words, Rob's being very rude. The only way to try to hurt me is to hurt you. I'm so sorry. Please ignore his texts.
Quite disturbing.
They're very disturbing. And I think this is the type of human being he is. There's even one here.
With Virginia's death, Robbie's heartlessness was further exposed. Her family asked for a small amount of Virginia's ashes to be sent to them. Robbie has never bothered to respond.
You know, at that point, the mission was get my mom what she wants. My mom doesn't care about money or stuff. She just wanted a little cup of her ashes. And we called and we emailed and we texted, and we were very careful about the way that we presented it because they've got people grieving on their end too, going through the same thing. But hey, do the right thing.
Most readers look like you got them from the drugstore in 1997. That's why I love my look.
Virginia's last wish was to have those ashes spread here at this wolf sanctuary in Colorado, one of her favourite places. While that wish has so far been denied, her family held a memorial here for her earlier this year. On their return, they're welcomed by a mournful sound they find fitting for this moment.
This place is very special to us. I'll say we feel like we can hear her when they howl. And it's just a very special place for us.
Virginia's family remains painfully fractured. Sky and Danny are fearful of losing all contact with their niece and nephews, who clearly meant so much to Virginia, as she wrote in her diary.
To the kids, every day that I don't see your faces has a little less light. The world is dimmer without you in it.
Her final goodbye to her 3 children is heart-wrenching, but it's a message Sky says is essential they hear.
It'll all be all right. You'll always have a rainbow over your head, angels by your side, and God in your heart. I'm here for you, here and everywhere.
And that was essentially the end of the diary.
Yep. And I think it's important for the kids to know how much their mother loved them.
But there's yet another battle for this grieving family. When Virginia died, it's believed she was a multi-millionaire, following payouts from Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Prince Andrew. According to her lawyer, Carrie Loudon, Virginia wanted her children to be the major beneficiaries. As she made clear, she did not want Robbie to get a cent.
She wanted to make sure that her kids were looked after and some other family members.
Virginia had an intended will, but unfortunately died before she signed it. Now her 2 adult sons are arguing in the Supreme Court because she didn't sign the will she wrote, she technically died without one. If they win their claim, under the law, her estate will be divided between Robbie and the kids.
Robbie would be entitled to about 1/3 of the estate, and then the children would be entitled to the remaining 2/3 of the estate.
To be divvied up equally between each child.
That's right.
How do you think Virginia would feel about that?
She would be horrified.
Why is that?
The idea that Robbie gets money from her estate was something that she was dead against. She didn't want money, which was payouts, essentially settlements from her being a victim of sexual abuse, going to Robbie, who had himself abused her.
She made that clear to you?
She made that clear to me. She made that clear to everyone.
Virginia Giuffre will always be remembered for overpowering some of the world's most powerful people. But she also wanted to be recognised for her vulnerability. She bravely shared her secrets to be transparent about a life that wasn't always what it seemed.
I just don't want her to fade away, and what she did to fade away.
I just think she was tired. I think she was tired. And so many things had just weighed on her over the years, from the abuse with Epstein to the abuse in her own home, to losing her kids, to feeling like the Australian government didn't have her back and not seeing a way out to get her kids. That was her number one thing in her life.
We asked Robbie Giuffre for an interview and also sent written questions to him. His lawyer sent a statement saying his client couldn't comment because there are matters currently before the courts. If this story has raised issues, there is help available. You can call Lifeline on 13 11 14. If you or someone you know is a victim of domestic violence, call 1-800-RESPECT. which is 1-800-737-732. Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes.
Wow. Wow. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Good to see you, Melly, Joe, Tashi, Lulu, Coey. Good to see everybody. Thank you guys for coming in. Once again, what I'm doing for those that just got here is I've had a couple people ask me to cover what's going on in the royal family right now. So I kind of did a deep dive. And while I was deep diving, I found out that Virginia Guiffre, who was the main accuser of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine, or whatever the fuck her dumbass name is, and Prince Andrew, she was the one that blew it out of the water first. And I was shocked to find out things about her life. Because I wanted to know why it was back in why it's back, why we're talking about Andrew again. And so I had to go and look and figure it out. And what started all this was there's a couple books that have already been published this year, a couple more that are fixing to come out along with them. They're releasing Virginia's memoirs. And because of all of that, that's how come it came back into the news really, really big. Whereas Andrew released a statement. I'm sure you guys all heard it, that he was relinquishing all of his titles, blah, 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 bullshit, back to the crown, and that he would not be using the Duke of York anymore. Now, as we know, he is a prince. He's a prince by birth, and that would have to be taken away from him by Parliament. I think that if you ask me, oh, Chuck, y'all know I'm on first name basis with King Charles, and I call him Chuck, and he calls me Lovey. And I'm like, look, Chuck, just strip the motherfucker and throw him a box. Throw him a box, and that ditzy redheaded dumbass bitch that lives with him, give him a box, right? They got money, they're fine. Take away all of his security and all that bullshit. And Chuck was like, look, Lovey, I can't go on doing that, because you see what the fuck Harry did to me the minute he married that wretched witch from California. They wrote a tell-all. Do you understand everything that my brother can do to the royal family if I piss them off enough? And I was like, Chuck, what do you care? I mean, let's be real. It's not like you're going to live for another 100 years. Okay. You're going to get through it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm making light of it. But I think it's safe to say, and I would be curious to find out those that are native to England and even those that are in Australia, because I know that they are your royal family as well. Everything that I've read, most English, most of the Brits, they want him completely stripped of everything, not just him relinquishing. They want him stripped of his prince title. Now, oh, Chuck, he has made it to where like he can't go and hang out with them at Christmas and go to their Christmas church service or anything that has to do with the royal family. Like, oh, Randy can't be there with his dumbass red-headed grifting bitch. But apparently, as of right now, his daughters pardon me, Eugenie, and which can I say? I just love Eugenie. She's so beautiful. I got the hiccups. I remember when she was born and I fucking hated her name, and now I love it. Eugenie. That's how you guys say it. Eugenie. Oh, it's so precious. I love it. But anyways, apparently they are keeping their princess titles, and that they're still a part of the royal family. So I'm curious as to what you guys think. Do you think Parliament should strip him of everything and he should just be kicked out of Royal Lodge, even though he signed an agreement with his mama for a 75 year lease on the Royal Lodge that he pays 250, it's not dollars, it's whatever your equivalent of dollars is, a month to live in basically a castle. So after I found this out, I wanted to go back and say, all right, this is the deal. How does one at 17 years old, she says 16, some people say 17, so let's just go with 16. How does a 16-year-old girl get trafficked into this kind of high society, big rolling, lots of money kind of deals, right? Like, I'm letting you know right now, unless they kidnapped one of my girls, it didn't matter what amount of money or flash that you showed my girls, would they have taken an offer. But I'm going to combat that with telling you guys something truthful. And it's not because I'm a grifter and I have to, you guys know my life. You know, I am the most non-materialistic person ever. But the way my life was at 12, 13, and 14, if somebody had come to me and offered me a place to live that I wouldn't have to move every month, offered me clothes because I owned one pair of pants, said I would never have to change schools every month, told me that I would eat more than popcorn every night, there'd be more than popcorn on the table for me to eat, I would have gone. So I think when I thought about all of that, I was like, all right, what type of life did Virginia have before this? Because my girls might not have had everything they wanted, but they had stability and they had a lot of love and they had, you know what I mean? They had everything I didn't. So I was like, something was up with this girl. And I wanted to know what it was. So you guys know exactly where I went. I went over to Wiki. And her name was Virginia Louise Guiffre Roberts. And she was born on August the 9th, 1983. She passed away on April the 25th, 2025. And she was an American and an Australian. She was an advocate of justice for survivors of sex trafficking and one of the most prominent and vocal accusers of child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. She created Big Victims Refuse Silence, a nonprofit organization in the United States. In 2015, which was relaunched under the name Speak Out Act, reclaimed SOAR in November 2021. She gave a detailed account to many American and British reporters about her experiences being trafficked by Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. She pursued criminal and civil actions against Epstein and Maxwell and appealed directly to the public for justice and awareness. She sued Maxwell for defamation in 2015, and the case was settled in her favor for an undisclosed sum of 2017. So you're wondering where all her money came from. This is it. On July 2nd, 2019, the United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit ordered the unsealing of the documents from earlier civil suit by Guiffre against Maxwell. The first batch of documents from her suit were released to the public on August 9th, 2019, further implicating Epstein, Maxwell, and a number of their associates. The following day, lo and behold, Epstein was found dead in his Manhattan prison cell. And I'm not getting into that. Not diving down that whole rabbit hole, whether he's alive or dead right now. That's not what this is about. So I wanted to know about her early life, and this is it. She was born Virginia Louise Robert in Sacramento, California on August the 9th, 1983, to Sky Williams Roberts and Lynn Trude Cabell. She had two stepbrothers, Sky and Daniel, who we just watched on that tele thing that we just watched. The family relocated to Palm Beach County, Florida, when she was 4 years old. It was reported that she had come from a troubled home, and from the age of 7, she was, let me figure out a word for this word. She was abused sexually by a close family friend. She said, I was just so mentally scarred already at such a young age, and I ran away from that. She said on Panorama in 2019, she told the Miami Herald that she went from being in an abusive situation to being a runaway to living in foster homes. She lived on the streets at age 14, where she says she found only hunger and pain and more abuse. Later, she was abused by a sex trafficker, Ron Eppinger, in Miami. She lived with Eppinger for approximately 6 months. Eppinger reportedly ran a front business for the international sex trafficking known as modeling agency Perfect 10. He was raided by the FBI and later pleaded guilty to charges of alien smuggling for prostitution, interstate travel for prostitution, and money laundering. At age 14, she reunited with her father and returned to live with him. Her father worked as a maintenance manager at Mar-a-Lago property owned by Donald Trump and helped her obtain a job there. She attended Royal Palm Beach High School. And here's how she got associated with Mr. Epstein. In mid-2000s, she met Ghislaine Maxwell when working as a spa attendant at Donald Trump's private Mar-a-Lago club while reading a book about massage therapy. Maxwell, a British socialite and daughter of the late media tycoon Robert Maxwell, approached her, noted the book that she was reading, inquired about her interests in massage, and offered her a potential job working for Epstein as a traveling masseuse with the assurance that no experience was necessary. When she arrived at Epstein's Palm Beach home, she says he was lying down naked, and Maxwell told her how to massage him. They seemed like nice people, so I trusted them. And I told them I had a really hard time in my life up until then. I'd been a runaway. I had been sexually abused and physically abused. That was the worst thing I could have told them because now they knew how vulnerable I was, she stated. She said that after Maxwell introduced her to Epstein, the two quickly began grooming her to provide sexual services under the guise that she was to be trained as a professional massage therapist. Between 2000 and 2002, she was closely associated with Epstein and Maxwell. traveling between Epstein's residence in Palm Beach and in Manhattan, with additional trips to Epstein's Zorro Ranch in New Mexico and a private island, Little St. James. In the Miami Herald's investigation journalism series, Perversion of Justice, she describes her experience of being trafficked by Epstein to provide massages and sexual services for him and a number of his business associates over a 2.5-year period. In her interview with the BBC, she said she was passed around like a platter of fruit to Epstein's powerful associates and taken around the world on private jets. Of the instance in March 2001, she said she was allegedly she was trafficked to Prince Andrew. She stated in an interview that it was a wicked and really scary time in her life, and that she couldn't comprehend how in the highest level of government power people were allowing this to happen. Not just allowing, but participated in it. After visiting a nightclub, she said Maxwell told her that she had to do for Andrew what I do for Jeffrey. In court documents from a civil suit that were released from Seal in 2019, she named several others that she claimed Epstein and Maxwell instructed her to have sex with, including hedge fund manager Glenn Dubin, attorney Alan Dershowitz, politician Bill Richardson, MIT scientist Marvin Minsky, lawyer George J. Mitchell, and MC2 modeling agent John Luc Brunel. Many of the men denied her allegations. In September 2002, at the age of 19, she flew to Thailand and attended a training massage school. Maxwell provided her with tickets to travel to Thailand and instructed her to meet with a specific Thai girl to bring her back to the United States for Jeffrey Epstein. While at the massage school in Thailand in 2002, she met Robert Guiffre, an Australian martial arts trainer, and the two married quickly thereafter. She contacted Epstein and informed him that she would not be returning as planned. She and her husband started a life and family in Australia, and she broke off contact with Epstein and Maxwell for 5 years. Her and her husband lived a quiet life in Australia with their young children. And I think the rest of it, we kind of know what happened with her life from there on out when she got away from Epstein. Let me jump in chat really quick. She is beautiful like a baby, though. They shouldn't be punished for what their dirty ass dad did. That's true. That's true. But then I kept reading, and then I'm going to leave it to you guys to think what you're going to think. Okay. Like I said, I went down deep. 250 pounds sterling is in the UK, is what Andrew pays, which is $334.70 a month to live at the Royal Lodge. That's bullshit. But you know what? I get it. I get it. Family secrets. Hold on, I got a cough. Lulu says the Yorks are the scummiest bunch in the royal family tree. I look forward to William taking the throne that I wish ill on. Not that I wish ill on King Charles. I just admire them and believe they will do a great job. I would like to see William take the throne too. And some of the things I read about this, you guys, they were saying that William had a hand in telling his dad, I don't want to inherit all this mess from your siblings and all of this. You're going to have to handle it. I believe that conversation probably did take place. I really do. But what you guys may or may not know, I mentioned it earlier that something really big is fixing to happen here very shortly. In years and years, and I can't remember the years because I'm trying to remember everything that I've read about so that I can pass it along to you guys. For the first time in many, 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 many moons, a monarch will be praying with the Pope, I guess, at somewhere. I'd have to bring it up. That's a whole nother thing. And they're saying, some people have said during all of this that the reason why Charles is handling it now is because he doesn't want all of this to overshadow that historical event that is fixing to take place. Guess what? I think it's still going to overshadow something historical like that that's going to take place for two reasons. One, people love scandal more than they love God. And two, people love God more than they love Charles and the royal family and the Pope. So for those two reasons right there, which are very different, opposite reasons, unfortunately, in the times that we live in today, no matter how many times we say and we hear people say, and I'm going to be the bearer of bad news and y'all are going to hate me for it, but you know, I call it as I see it. In the times that we live in today, we see the t-shirts, we've bought the flags, we've all said it, love wins, right? Love wins. Not in today's day and age, and it's proven right here every day on YouTube, every day on the commercials you watch on TV, every day in the glad rags that you guys see at the checkout counter at the store. That's not true. Evil wins every day here on this earth, everywhere on this earth. So I think for those reasons, I think more people will always pay attention to the scandal. And this isn't going away, you guys. The books are being put out. There's another one coming out this month that everybody's talking about and everybody's looking forward to it. And then I think the memoirs are going to eventually be made into a book as well. Once it's all done in the courts about the money, which I don't understand the money part of it, because she had 3 children and then he would be the 4th. So why the money would be split in a third where he gets a third of it and then the children have to split 2/3 doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, my math says that if the courts say that they all get the money, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen there. Do I think he should get any? No. But if the courts agree to that, then shouldn't it be split by fourths, like 1/4 to each child and then 1 to him? I mean, that makes him get even less because 1/4 is less than a third. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. I think the Yorks are the scummiest bunch. I'm going to agree with that completely. Ghislaine must have had such low self-esteem to have a relationship with Epstein to tolerate him spreading his wild oats with others, especially one so young. What I think that was about, I did do some research on that months and months and months and months ago. What I think that was about was that she was in love with him. And unfortunately, love is blind. And some women, sickening, that have no value for themselves will allow the person they love to act anyway, do anyway, see anyway, be anyway, and wait for them to come around to them. And I think that's what she was doing. She was keeping him happy. Therefore, he was keeping her around, and they were doing the deed together every now and then too. Stupid. Oh God, y'all. Y'all, don't get me started on Ghislaine and where she's at now, because she's in the poshest of the posh prison that we even have in America. Okay, we're taking very good care of that dumb bitch. Don't you worry about it. And I'm not being sickening about that. Really, she was in a different prison, and somehow, some way, she got put in this other spa like prison. It's ridiculous. Money talks. Tosh says, this is heartbreaking. That girl failed so badly by every adult that came in contact with her. Yes. Yes. Because you guys, I don't want to victim shame, but I'm thinking, okay, 16, 17 years old. 16, I had just had my second child. 17, I was fixing to have a third child, and I knew what I was doing. So I was like, all right, something happened to this girl. Because, and I'm not victim shaming, but at 17 years old, at 16 years old, I will even venture to say at 14 years old, when I got pregnant, I knew what I was doing, and I knew what I was doing was wrong. Now, my brain had not um, grown enough, developed enough to understand consequences. Do you know what I mean? And I think even at 16 and 17, your brain still is not developed enough to realize the consequences of saying, yes, get me out of here. Like anything is better than living with these foster people and living on the streets and selling my body for $5 for this, for that. Y'all, I would have been, I know, I know for a fact when I look back on my life that it was real easy to fall in love, and it was real easy to um, get married so young and have kids so young and live the fast growing up life because of my life prior to that. I was just looking for stability. And y'all, I knew I knew that he wasn't a nice man. But hell, I mean, having food on the table, not having to move all the time, you know, all this other stuff that I don't talk about that happened back then. This was the lesser of the evils, right? Lulu says reports about Andrew being a pompous ass, having been out for years, so entitled and arrogant. I'm so glad Virginia blew the whistle before she passed. He needed to be outed. Yes, exactly. I think he's a pig. Funny how Megrin and has no balls. We're close to the York birds of a feather. Yeah, well, they're close. Yeah, grabbing dinner, BRB. I do not believe that justice exists. What justice is it to one person? Maybe too harsh or too lenient to others. Justice is so subjective. I believe that. We know that even with our kids. One kid, you can fuss at them and those tears just start falling. You broke their heart because they've broken your heart. Another kid's like, I don't care. You have to take the phone, and that's how they learn. It's the same. It's the same way with everybody. Sean says value is a give and take feeling between two people who want to express love with respect. Unconditional love and respect equals values. I agree with that. I agree. All right. Now let's get into. So now we know the backstory. I wanted to know her story. And then why we were talking about it again today. Why this all came back up, because I thought it was done and over with. I really did. But it makes sense. All right. I'm going to give you guys a really quick list, or just a few things real quick. You guys can look it up yourself. But I typed in what books are being written about Andrew and Epstein. And it said, as of late 2025, several books are being written and published concerning Andrew and Jeffrey, with a posthumous, I always have trouble saying that word, posthumous, y'all know, memoir by Virginia Guiffre being the most prominent. All right. So Virginia's memoirs were released October 21st, and it's called Nobody's Girl. Oh, isn't that a sad title? Oh my God. Just make it hurt more. Oh, that's terrible. That's what they named it, you guys. That's what they named her memoirs. Nobody's Girl by Virginia Guiffre. Oh, that's so sad. The content in it is a memoir from one of Jeffrey Epstein's key accusers, detailing her experience and reiterating her allegations that Epstein trafficked her to Andrew when she was a minor. The book's release follows shortly after Buckingham Palace announced Prince Andrew would no longer use his royal title. Then there's another one, The Rise and Fall of the House of York by Andrew Lowning. I listened to an interview with him. I like him, and the royals hate him. And that came out in August. Another one came out in August. It's about the Untouchable. The Faces of Jeffrey Epstein, Part 1, came out May 7th. And then there's other notable books, but y'all could look it up. I think I am going to actually read. Is it the 20? Is today the 20? You guys, I can't keep up. If today's the 21st, it came out today. And I do want to read it. But that's just the saddest how Nobody's Girl. Oh man. All right. Let me show this one really quick. If today's the 20, is today the 20th or the 21st? I don't know. All right, let me show this. And Melly, this is where this is where I got shocked at the girls. Now, I'm telling you, I don't think Eugenie and what's the other one's name? Eugenie's my favorite. Anyways, the York sisters. I'm not saying they've done anything wrong or didn't do anything wrong. I do know. It's the 21st. Okay. I'm gonna, Beatrice, thank you so much. I'm gonna let you be the judge of that. Okay. Just hear me out on it. Hear me out. Mods, I cannot see chat. Let me blow this up as big as I could get it. I don't know what to think about it. Maybe you guys can help me. I don't know. All right. This is from People Magazine. YouTube, don't come at me, okay? It's not my work. It's from People Magazine. And I'm just using it as fair use because we need to now. According to newly surfaced emails, this just makes me so sick, y'all. Sarah Ferguson, the grifter of the world, allegedly visited Jeffrey Epstein with her daughters. Listen, I had to run back over here and tell y'all something. Okay. This dumb bitch right here took her daughters to visit this man. You cannot tell me that Sarah Ferguson didn't know that he was a pedophile. I'm not saying that she knew that he was trafficking. I think she did. And the reason why I think she did is because he gave her lots and lots and lots of money. Lots of money. Why? What mother in their right mind would take their daughters to go see this man? It's sickening. All right. And you know when she did it? She took them to, remember when he was arrested the first time on trafficking and all, and he got out? That's when she took her daughters to see him when he was released from prison. Epstein allegedly wrote that Sarah was the first to celebrate my release with her 2 daughters in tow. Why would a man say that? Why would he put out there, oh, the Duchess of York came over here with her 2 daughters to celebrate my release? I mean, wouldn't you just shut the fuck up? Sources say that the trio has no recollection of such visit, claiming Beatrice and Eugenie never met Epstein. Here we go. The fallout from Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson's connection to Epstein continues to unfold, with previously unseen emails reportedly showing that Epstein financially supported Sarah and that she allegedly brought daughters Beatrice and Eugenie to visit the convicted sex offender after he was released from jail. The man doesn't have any reason to lie, y'all. I know. Look, they have more reason to lie and say they were never there than a dead man had saying, y'all, my friends came to see me with their kids. I tend to believe him. According to a report published by the Daily Mail, Epstein said in a 2011 email to his lawyer, Paul Tweed, that Sarah was the first to celebrate my release with her 2 daughters in tow. When Epstein was released from jail in the summer of 2009, Beatrice and Eugenie would have been 20 and 19 years old, respectively. Epstein was convicted on June 30th, 2008 in a Florida state court, charged with 1 count each of soliciting a minor for prostitution and soliciting prostitution. A source tells people that Beatrice and Eugenie never met Epstein. The Telegraph also reported that the source close to Sarah said the mother and daughters have no recollection of such visit. Now, let me jump back over here with you guys a minute. If I don't have a recollection, I think I would know for sure. I'm pretty damn sure, y'all, that I would know if I brought my 19 and 20-year-old daughters to see a sex offender that just got out of jail. There's no way I would be saying, I have no recollection of that. I'd be like, fuck y'all. No, I didn't. I didn't take my daughters. The reason why people use this type of wording right here, we have no all 3 of us, y'all, none of us right here have any recollection of that, is because what if it can be proven later? I mean, the reason why part of this is out right now is because the fucking lies are coming to a head with Andrew and his ex-wife. These emails and bullshit. So who's not to say that whoever the powers may be, don't have some kind of proof that she took her 19 and 20-year-old daughter over to see a sex offender that just got out of jail. You don't say, I'm sorry. Who says that? We don't have none. Y'all got, do you remember that? Hey, you remember that? I don't remember that. No. You say, fuck y'all. I mean, and vehemently, or however that word is, vehemently deny. Absolutely never fucking happened. Don't try me. You know what I mean? But that right there is just, so if someone does have proof, they can be like, well, we just don't fucking remember that. We were all high. We were on dope. God. Just pisses me off. The newly surfaced emails are reportedly from 1 month after Sarah gave the March 2011 interview to the London Evening Standard, apologizing for her ties to Epstein and claiming she would have nothing ever to do with him again. That's what Homegirl said. According to the Daily Mail, Epstein told his lawyers in messages that Sarah should affirmatively state that she was misquoted. Sarah took apartments in New York. When she was the first to celebrate my release with her 2 daughters in tow, she visited me with a policeman sitting at my front desk. She asked for help with her charities, he reportedly wrote in emails. While Sarah, now 66, admitted to accepting money from Epstein before, the Daily Mail also claims the surfaced emails show that she asked to borrow much more money, up to $100,000, and that Epstein paid off debts she owed a former employee. Y'all, money talks. That's why people hand that shit out like it's water, because they've got you by the balls. Why do you think Homegirl could ask, hey, y'all, can we borrow 100? Hey, can I borrow $100,000? Can I get 100 of them greenbacks, them Benjamins? Knowing that she may have proof on his dumb ass for sex trafficking, right? So who's giving up 100,000 greenbacks without at least a piece of ass involved? A lot of piece of asses, right? So that just tells me they all had something on each other. There's only one man supposedly dead. Last month, several charities severed ties with Sarah. After the 2011 email from her to Epstein surfaced, The Sun and the Mail on Sunday reported on September 20th that Sarah praised the financier as a steadfast, generous, supreme friend to me and my family. Oh, what? To you and your family. Weeks after her London Evening Standard interview. She allegedly wrote an email. As you know, I did not, absolutely not, say the P word about you. I know you feel hellaciously let down by me, and I must humbly apologize to you and your heart for that. You have always been a steadfast, generous, and supreme friend to me and my family, the message continued. I am apologizing to you today for not replying to your email or reaching out to you. I was bedridden with fear. I was paralyzed. I was advised in no uncertain terms to have anything to do with you and to not speak or email you. And if I did, I would cause more problems to you, the Duke, and myself. I was broken and lost. So please understand, I didn't want to hurt Andrew one more time. I was in an overriding fear, and I am sorry. That's what she wrote to this dumb asshole. after everything came out, right? And she denounced him. Now she's writing him a letter again to apologize. Prince Andrew announced on Friday, October 17th, that he would give up the use of his royal titles and honor, to which, from what I understand, a lot of the English over there want him not to give them up, but them to be stripped from him, taken from him. And they want Parliament, because Parliament is the only people that can take away his princedom. Princedom. Okay? The king cannot say, you're no longer a prince. That takes Parliament. But the king sure as hell can say, I'm taking all of your honors from you. Andrew, 65, said in a statement, in discussion with the king and my immediate and wider family, we have concluded the continued accusation about me distract from the work of His Majesty and the royal family. I have decided, as I always have, okay, we believe you, to put my duty to my family and country first. Y'all, don't ever stand next to Prince Andrew, because a lightning bolt's going to strike his ass. I'm going to tell you that right now. I stand by my decision 5 years ago to stand back from public life. With His Majesty's agreement, we feel I must now go a step further. I will therefore no longer use my title or the honors which have been conferred upon me, he continued. As I have said previously, I vigorously deny the accusations against me. Fuck off, you dick. Here's a recent picture of, these people get on my fucking nerves, Andrew and the grifter themselves at the Duchess of Kent's funeral that was held just last month. All right. Queen Elizabeth gave her second son the title of Duke of York when he married Sarah Ferguson in 1986, making her the Duchess of York, a title she retained even after she and Andrew divorced in 1996. While Prince Andrew's ex-wife has long used Sarah Ferguson professionally, people understands that she will now do so in all areas, meaning she will no longer use her Duchess of York title. Meanwhile, people meaning the magazine, understands that Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie's titles and positions are unaffected by the decisions. I'm gonna leave that up to you guys. I don't know. I mean, this is what I want to say. If there's proof out there, which I believe that there could be, and that's why they worded it, that they just have no memory of ever visiting that man together. If there's proof out there that a 19 and 20-year-old went with their mother to go visit this friend that has helped that family through so much, then yes, I think they give up their York titles. If it can't be proven, then what are we going to do? What can you do? I think they're lovely girls. I think I do not understand Eugenie's love, fascination, friendship, admiration of Hairless and his monkey Megan. I don't understand how they're so close and she can't see right through them dumbasses. But here's what I do think, going back to that, I do think that William had a charge in this too. I think William has wanted to take the dukedom and the duchessdom of Sussex away from Harry and Meghan, but William's not the king yet. He's not able to do that, and I think he's wanted his father to do it, but his father just, I think he's got a heart, and I think he just can't, and he doesn't want to rock the boat with the people and whatever. I think he's just, like he kind of said, it was said many times in memoirs and different interviews that were put out when the queen died and the boys were together and they were trying to decide when Harry was allowed to wear his military honors and all this other shit. And William was like, "Oh hell no, you're not." And Harry's like, "I fought for my country and I killed these people." And blah, 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 blah. And it said that old Chuck turned around and said, "Boys, don't make what's left of my life," whatever, terrible. I'm sure he didn't use the word terrible. So they shut the fuck up. Okay. I think that's where Charles is at with Harry. So I guarantee you, if William has had anything to do with this, he said, "You take care of your brother and I'm going to take care of mine." I mean, that would be the right thing to do. I don't want to see, Chuck kick the bucket anytime soon. I like Chuck. Chuck won my heart at his mom's funeral, y'all. I'm just letting you know. He did. Until then, I didn't give two shits. I didn't give one shit. I couldn't give any shits. I was out of shits until the Queen's funeral. When I saw him standing there, oh my God, and he had been bawling and I lost my mom years before he lost his, and I just felt for him as a child whose mom had left him and never see him on this earth again. Oh, my heart. And then when they sang in the church right before they took her body down into the vault, and the whole church sang "God Save the King," and he was holding back tears and his eyes were all filled up, and Camilla was standing next to him with her Parkinson's disease shaking everywhere. Oh my God. Y'all, I was like, "Come here, Chuck." Y'all, I would have totally been like dragged out of there by MI5 because I would have ran straight up to the king and be like, "Chuck, come here, let me hug you." It would have been terrible, but that's all I wanted to do for him is hug him and tell him, "I get it. She might have been the queen, but she was your mom, and I get it. King, your honor, sir." Oh, let me curtsy. No, what am I doing? I'm not curtsying because I'm not English. Anyways, y'all feel me. I love me some Chuck. I do. But I think when William gets in there, y'all, Harry should be scared. That dumb bitch he's married to should be scared. Because I think William's going to say, "You left. Bye, bitch." And he's going to be like, "You're not taking shit from." It would not surprise me in the least if he went to Parliament to have his princedom taken from him. Charles needs to make a stand. He is allowing the Yorks and the Successes to tarnish the monarchy the Queen worked so hard to maintain. Use your balls, Your Majesty. Aussie True Crime. Hello, my friend. He just wanted to be a Tampa. Oh my God. Y'all, sometimes I still listen to those. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I still listen to those, and I listen to the squidgy tapes of Diana talking, but it is the oddest thing to hear when you think of Chuck as the monarch, right? He's got that big, beautiful purple crown on his head. And you can, and I've got that image of him, right? And then I'm listening to him talk to Camilla on the phone, and the nastiest. I mean, listen, we know y'all. We know we've all phone boned, okay? And if you haven't, let me know. I'll hook you up with something. But I mean, phone bone can get down and dirty, but I have never. If a man ever said to me he wanted to be a tampon, I'd be like, look, dude, I gotta go. This one's on me. I gotta go. There's no way I can, whatever I felt, whatever warm feeling I was having within myself while discussing this with you on the phone, you fucking just blew it. I can't believe, but sometimes I go listen to it again because it's kind of like watching a train wreck. You know what's going to happen and you can't turn away. That's me. Tashi said, I heard in his latest interview, Willie said, the Royals as we know it won't look the same when he's the king. He will, however, keep traditions. Yeah, I think that's wonderful. And I remember I did see something, I think they were talking about Harry, and the interviewer asked him about Harry and if he was planning on stripping him, of his title. And he said something about wanting to preserve the monarchy and make his own sons transition into it the easiest way possible. And I thought, that is so lovely. I mean, because, hi, Darlene, good to see you. Because, I think the queen was a lovely woman. Listen, she put up with more shit with more grace than anybody on this earth. Like, she was made of steel. Nothing broke that bitch. Nothing. And I say bitch in the most honorable way. I call my best friends a bitch. I call my mom a bitch. But the queen dealt with some shit, and she still stood 4 feet 2 inches tall, in her little heels and her little purse. And I mean, she wasn't rocked, even though when she made that speech when her boys got divorced in 1992 or whatever, that she wasn't going to look back on that year as, a great thing. And she still was, she was handling business. She's a tough cookie, and she kept her word. I mean, she gave her whole life to her country and to the people at the expense, I think, at the expense of her own family. I mean, I feel like I'm pulled in 50 directions. I've got a lot of kids, a lot of grandkids. But there's no way that I could do now, with everything that I do with my kids and my grandkids, and hold at least a 40-hour a week job. I couldn't do it. There's no way. One of them has to give. I mean, when I was working full time, there was a lot that I missed out on, even in baby child's life, because unfortunately work came first. But I didn't have a choice back then but to work. So, and I guess she didn't. I guess she could have made the choice, but she loved her country. And for that, I salute her. She was strong. She was really, really strong. Darlene says, hope you got my apology. I left a message on the live video. Pardon me. I did get that. And you don't owe me an apology. You just mixed up words. That's all. I still think it's damn impressive, girlfriend. You don't owe me an apology at all. And I appreciate you just coming in and hanging out and giving me advice and telling me what you think. Pink fan. Member for 16 months. Golly, I cannot believe we've been here this long. No, thank you, Darlene. I hope you hang around. Love having you here. I would love to hear that story as well. Tashi says, I believe the Queen would have stepped in and sorted out the discord in the UK that's happening now. Do you think so, though? Because she was still alive when Harry and Meghan said deuces, right? And she did strip them of their HRHs. But I mean, Harry wrote a book, and I know that wait a minute, let me back up, because she was really sick when that happened, right? When he was writing the book. I think it came out right after she died, right? But still, she watched like Harry and Meghan give Oprah interview, and just Meghan's stupid, disrespectful bullshit about when she first curtsied to the Queen and all of that. And I think she just tried not to ripple it. And then when she was alive, when this all first hit the royal family about Andrew, and I think she did what she could do by telling him, settle in court and I'll pay the fucking debt. I wonder if the Queen ever said fuck. Oh my God, I would love it. Lizzo, 17 months. Pink Fan said, crazy as a box of frogs, batshit crazy love bugs and fruitcakes. Justice for the tampon. Lizzo says, still love you all more than ever. Love you, Leanie. And I think that says community and country. Tree. I'm not sure. I don't know how long I've been a member. Let me see how long. Yeah, y'all, I'm a member of my own channel. How can I expect you guys to do it and I not do it? Let me see. I haven't been a member as long as you guys, but I want to see. Hold on just a second. How do I do it? So I'm over here on YouTube. How do I engage with your audience? No. I could give myself a heart. Let me heart myself a couple times. Oh, let me like my. Did you guys like it? Oh, let me like it. How do I do it? Aussie True Crime wouldn't be anywhere else. Love you all. Oh, Lulu, I always forget to do this. Woohoo, we are old timers, Liz. How did you guys do that? I'm a member, but I can't do it. $. Oh, there it is. What up? Oh, I didn't put a message in. Y'all, I've only been a member for 15 months. What up? Oh, wait, I can't put a message in. There. Woo! All right, let me get out of here. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate the members helping us pay the bills around here. StreamYard, I appreciate it so much. That's what the money goes to. I've never taken a dime of any money that has been gifted to this channel. Not 1 red cent ever. That is the truth. It's always just stayed there, and then when it's time to pay StreamYard, we damn pay StreamYard. Okay, I need a Siggy. I need a Siggy, and I need a PE, and I need some more coffee. So we're all going to do that. We're going to pause for the calls. Everybody hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, whatever you feel like doing. I really don't care. And you suck it. Hold on, I got some for you, girl.
Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious?
A deal with the devil. A deal with the devil. A deal.
I love that shit. Oh, hold on, I got a cough. All right, let's pause for the cause. I'm gonna drop the link. Sean's supposed to come up here and show us his no beard. And we're gonna let him know if we hate it or not. Trust me, StreamYard just went up again. It's crazy. Did it? Because I don't know. It just comes straight out of my Are you serious? It went up again? It just went up last year. That's why I had to, because I had YouTube Premium where we didn't have to watch any of the commercials or anything like that. And once it went up last year, I was like, fuck this, I can't afford this. I'll have to look and see how much it is. All right, we're gonna pause for the calls. Everybody get up and pee, stretch your legs. Do the pee dance, do what you're gonna do. I'm gonna get some coffee and I'll BRB, smoke a cigarette. Let me drop the link for anybody that wants to come up and have a yawn. If y'all want to yawn. 70. I need to find out how much I'm paying. All right, there's StreamYard. I will BRB if you want to come up on panel. Take the link. All right, guys.
Yeah. This is a smoke break song, or it might be a coffee song. Just everyone sing along. Go and take a pee. This is a smoke break song. Lunch lady's smoke break song. She doesn't like them to be alone. That's just the way it's gonna be. So what are y'all into? Hey Richie, have you drank a few? I drank a few too, back in '93. This is a Pete dance song. Everybody better be getting on. Sit on the pot and pee, even if you have a wee. This is the beefcake song. He needs coffee for his drive to be gone from the house so he can make some money. This is an Aussie song. Everyone just sing along. We'll sing hey true blue and green with the cooey. This is a British song. It's a quite proper song. We will all go mad unless you sing along. Okay, that's long enough for our professional smoker. Come back to your chat, great host Lee. Hotbox that cigarette. Your song is over yet? My words I'm starting to forget because we don't ever sleep. Hit the like chicken, LL Cool Mom out. I'll be one ticking, LL Cool Mom out. Everyone just sing along. We'll sing hey true blue and green with the cooey. This is a British song. It's a quite proper song. We will all go mad unless you sing along. Okay, that's long enough for our professional smoker. Come back to your chat, great host leading. Hot box that cigarette. Your song is over yet? My words I'm starting to forget because we don't ever sleep. Hit the like chicken, LL Cool Mom out. Hope you want chicken, LL Cool Mom out. How?
Hotbox. That's the only words I'm starting to forget because we don't ever sleep.
Hit the like chicken. LL Cool Mom. Out. Well, come on.
Yeah. This is a smoke break song, or it might be a coffee song. Just everyone sing along. Go and take a pee. This is a smoke break song.
All right, all right, all right. We got somebody in back chat. Nothing I love more. Don't be a dick, okay? Back chat. I'm trying to find this one. All right. Hello. Oh my God, Sean, you're so handsome.
Let me go turn off my lantern, my light first. Here we go.
I love it, Sean. Do you know how much younger you look?
I know.
What do you guys think? Look at Sean without his beard. Oh my God. You are so handsome. What does your wife think?
She it was actually her idea, because I was telling you that I went to her godfather's funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to go like this instead of scruffy.
Wow. Look what everybody's saying. Tashi says you look 20 years younger. Mary Jane Doe says you're hot. Melly Joe says, oh my God, you look so much younger. Lizzo's having an orgasm. Oh my God, Melly, we're all Sean.
And then you guys can see my dimples.
Oh, we like those dimples, Sean. Oh. Slap it, flip it, rub it down, loving that some Sean over here. It looks so good. If you ever cut your hair, though, we're done with you. Do you understand?
Hell no, I'm not cutting my hair.
Lulu said it's taken years off and it looks so healthy.
I know, right? Especially with the gray part.
I can't believe it. You look so handsome. Not that you weren't handsome before, but you really look so young. Can I ask
Did you
you
check out? I'm 48.
Fuck you.
I'm
You're
48.
younger than me?
Yeah.
He said, yeah. What you been up to, Sean? I've missed you.
I just been hanging out, working on a farm. I actually created an avatar yesterday. This one.
Oh, love it. It's a warrior. Oh my God, is that the night of spirits?
Yeah, that's the night marchers. And then you can see it's the high chief and his captains in the back of it.
Oh, I love it. So those are the night watchers?
The night marchers, yeah.
That is a great photo. I love it.
Yeah, I created that on AI. Yeah, yesterday.
Wow, Sean. So are you going to keep your mustache shaved for a while? Or your whole beard?
Looks like it. Yeah, because I have no plans on being Santa Claus. Not this year.
Yeah. Yeah, Tashi says when I shave off my beard, it makes me younger too.
Yeah. But then see, the hardest part.
Tashi's
the hardest part
she
is.
have a beard.
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah.
shit! You sarcastic.
I pluck mine, Tosh.
See, the hardest part for me is it gets thicker,
Mm-hmm.
and so I have to go with scissors.
You have to go in with scissors. Yeah. I've heard of some women having to do that with their pubes. Terrible.
Oh, that ain't touching down here. No. I mean, I manscaped, but not with a scissors.
It's
not with a bic either.
There's so much bush, Sean. They have to go on with the scissors first
Yeah,
before
well,
they can shave.
I'd rather use a hair buzzer. At least go on time. You know what I'm saying?
How's the family doing? Everybody
They're
doing
good.
Yeah?
Yeah. My wife she just went to the dentist today. So she's got to go and do a operation in Oahu. So she wants me to go along with her.
I am scared of the dentist. I need some dental work done, and I'm petrified of dentists. I've had the most crappy dentist, but I was in the military for so long, and let's just face it, you're not getting good, nice people that know what they're doing in the military when it comes, at least back in those years. It was like, yeah, anybody could pull a tooth or feel something, and it was terrible. So because of those experiences with military dentists, I'm scared to death. And I know dentistry is nothing like what it used to be, but I'm still so scared.
What the Hawaiians used to do is they used to make you go chew cover the root.
Yeah.
And then they just beat it until it comes out.
Oh.
Yeah, numb. It comes.
And that sounds very painful.
It is.
Yeah. I don't think I'd rather go to the dentist and get it than to do that. No. So where you been hanging out? I've been missing you. I haven't. I think I've been going live when you're asleep.
Yes, you have. Yes.
What other girls are you flirting with, Sean, besides us over here?
None.
I know you. I know your game, player.
No, I ain't got no game. I'm too old for that shit.
Okay. Yeah, don't be going around flirting with all the other women besides the love.
Oh,
bug.
no.
We don't appreciate it.
No. No, those 20-year-old women will just give me a heart attack.
They would give you a heart attack, Sean.
Seriously.
No,
they
I'm
would kill
serious.
me.
They would kill you. They would. They would. I would never. You know what? I thought about that. Like, what age I would like to go back to. You know, if I could go back to a certain age, and if I could get rid of the drama that was in my life during that time, and that could just be footloose and fancy free, kind of like I am now. You know, there was no drama or no fear, nothing to go back to. It would probably be about 31 or 32.
Well, 31 is when I started being a dad.
That's when you started being a dad? Oh, I had grown kids by then. It was in the middle of it was right after my first divorce and before I moved to Oklahoma with Beefcake and had baby chow. But I felt healthy mentally and physically, and I was just happier. I was there. I was happy. I guess because of probably I was getting a divorce. So, with pubic hair, Kim K, complete with pubic hair. Speaking of flirting, haven't seen JK for a while. You know, I haven't either. I used to email him. I haven't in a while. I'm a terrible friend. I seen a photo of Kim K with a stocking over her head. Big improvement.
Oh God.
MJ says, I don't even know what I'm saying, hearing. I'm vacuuming. Well, it sounds like with the stocking over her head, she was hanging out with Kanye again. because that's what
Well,
he and new wife do.
I don't think she's doing that anymore. He
Yeah.
hasn't even visited his kids in
Let me tell you, I'm going to say this. I don't know Kim K personally. Not that I would hang with her, she would hang with me. But from what I have seen, every time she's out with those children of hers, she needs an ass whipping because she doesn't discipline them, and they need an ass whipping because they need discipline. I have seen they're the most disrespectful brats. Seriously. And then she tries to make them stop whatever it is that they're doing, but you see the smirk where if it wasn't in front of camera, she would just be laughing at it. And I'm just like, girl, you don't know what they're going to turn into the most obnoxious teenagers.
Entitled.
Entitled with all this money, thinking that they don't have laws to follow because they don't even have laws at home.
No.
Terrible. Terrible. I'm gonna tell you what, if that's what having money turns you into a Prince Andrew who doesn't even wipe his own ass, and Kim K's kids, I'm good, y'all. I'm good.
For me, the saddest scenario with being that rich is, sometimes the people, they make their workers and service people look like court jesters and fools.
I think if I had money, you know how everybody thinks if you win the lotto, like what would we do if we won the lotto? But for me, I wouldn't be buying a new house, new car, new nothing like that. I probably would buy a new house, but I would buy a lot of land and I would go rescue all the dogs and the cats and a cow, a lot of chickens, a pig, a horse, even though I'm kind of scared of horses, to tell you the truth. I've ridden a horse. I need to show you guys that picture of it, but I've only ridden a horse twice in my life. The first time was scary as hell. I got up they had one of those kind of platforms where you walk up a couple stairs, so you're like right next to the horse, so it's nothing to get on, right? And then so I got on the horse, not a big deal, and they kind of just were like, if you want to go a little faster, just give it a kick in the flanks and stuff like that. Y'all, my horse wasn't going anywhere, so I kicked it just a little. I felt so bad for. Well, first I patted it like on its side, and it just was like not doing shit. I'm like, come on, buddy, come on, and they didn't know what the hell I did. So I gave it just a little tiny little nudge. That horse took off. I almost fell off the damn thing. I was so embarrassed. Man, what the hell happened to your house? Everything okay?
Yeah. Stupid cats.
Oh. And then once I got, I was just keeping that horse, where I felt like I looked kind of cool on it, like I knew what I was doing. I could move my body the way that I've seen women on TV move their bodies. Like I felt like I felt like I was doing a good job at looking like it wasn't my first time on a horse. Then it was time to come in, and there was a long line of people going up to that little platform so they could just step off the horse basically. And I was tired of waiting. I wanted off the horse. I was done being nice to this horse. So there's me. I've seen this in the movies. I know how to do it, right? Kind of stand up on the stirrups.
Mounted horse. Yeah,
you flip that leg over, right?
Yeah.
And then you just go down on that leg and pull your other foot out of the stirrup. Yeah. No. That's not what happened. I had all intents and purposes of that happening exactly like that. I stood up. I flipped my leg over. I forgot how freaking tall the damn horse was.
You dropped.
couldn't find the ground, and I fell off the damn thing with my foot still stuck in the stirrup.
Whoa!
I was so embarrassed. And these
That's
people were
dangerous.
walking up to me to help me because they didn't know if I broke my ankle or what I did.
Yeah.
Even if I did, I probably wouldn't have felt it because I was so embarrassed. I didn't, though. I was so embarrassed that I'm sitting on this ground like what just happened right before I got up. And the horse looks down at me like, you dumbass. And at that moment, when that horse looked me dead in the eyes, I got scared of him. And then I was like, oh my God. In my head, like all this stuff is running through myself. But I realized how fucking big. I mean, he could have killed me if he wanted to, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm sitting on the floor. He's staring at me. And I'm just like, okay, he could kill me. Here's all these guys, cute cowboys. Oh, God, it was so embarrassing. You guys. Cute cowboys run up. Man, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine, you guys. I'm fine. And they're like, you should have just waited. I know what I should have done, assholes. Okay. Obviously, now I see what I should have done. Right?
Oh, shoot.
So I didn't get on a horse for 20 years after that. The next time I got on it on the platform and I got off on the platform. I didn't try to look professional. I actually went on, it was for Mother's Day. Me and one of my daughters went together and we just went on this trail ride. So the horse just followed the horse in front of him, which followed the horse in front of him and stuff. And it was just easy going. And I want y'all to know, though, when I was riding that horse and we was on that trail, I couldn't get my body to do that motion because it was kind of going too slow. So like I would go up, you know how your body kind of moves in a wave when the horse is like walking and your body waves with it.
When you galloping the horse. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when it's like not trotting and it's walking.
No. Yeah, galloping. Yeah.
My going up was his going back, and it was just jerking the hell out of my back. I couldn't be so happy to get off that damn horse. So never again will I, but I would like to own a horse. So what I would do with money is I just would have so many animals. So many animals. That's what I would do. And puppies. We'd have puppies galore. And I'd give them away.
For me, I've been raised around horses. I've broken horses.
Oh,
yeah. So I usually go for a leather saddle than the English saddle. English saddle sucks. Unless you plan.
You are English, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to ride like where you need to jump over obstacles like the English do. That's dumb.
Do you ride without a saddle?
I did horseback. Yeah, I know that.
Does it hurt your balls?
Not really.
What do you mean, not really? Women can look at your balls like we're gonna punch you in them, and it hurts. And you're telling me it doesn't really hurt when you're galloping on a horse without a saddle?
No. You get used to it after a while.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. Melly Joe, we want to know what happened to you. Tashi says, I always dismount with both feet out of the saddle, but that's
that's the problem.
That.
Yeah, because the English saddle, you can't do the crossover mounted. It's one jump on.
Oh no! I probably would have ended better if I had tried that, but it didn't even dawn on me. All I remember seeing is that leg over the horse, just go.
That's the Western saddle.
Yeah, but when you're 2 stories up on an animal, there's no way my short little legs were going to find the ground at all.
True.
It was terrible. It was terrible. Lizzo, I'm so jelly. My girl cat is snuggly on cold nights, but We are coming into summer now, so have a long time to wait for cuddles. Oh, Wednesday sleeps with me just about every night. Lizzo got her a new kitten named Star. In case you guys don't know, go check out her channel. She's got a video up of it. And it's climbing up and down her leg. Oh yeah, those claws hurt like hell. Like hell. Lizzo says, I don't put my leg over ever. I'm scared of horses. I wasn't scared until I fell off and that horse looked me right in the eye. Like, I just was like, oh my God, he could eat my whole head.
Oh, they do bite.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, they look sweet when they're out in pasture.
I have a friend who's a cowboy who had his forearm bit off.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And he's a cowboy.
Yeah.
Tashi says you lean forward towards the neck and it gives you leverage
Yeah,
to take
it does.
the right leg over the rump, but Western saddles have horns.
Yeah, you grab the horn.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, you gotta grab the horn.
That's what I mean, listen, the dismount sucked. Okay.
Yeah,
but getting into the dismount position, y'all had it going on.
Well, if you're coming off of, like, say, I'm sitting toward the forward, this leg right here comes in the back of the ass area first when you take the step.
Right. Yeah, you swing it over.
Yes.
And then you're still holding on to the horn and the saddle, and one foot is still in the stirrup.
And then you switch your foot with the other foot, and then you step.
Oh no, I didn't do that. I was just looking. Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah, it's like all the steps side on the truck. When you put one foot
Yeah.
in. Yeah, exactly. Same thing.
Yeah, I'm not trying it again though. If I had money and I got horses, I think I'd let them come up to the gate and like I'd give them apples and pet them and but I think I'd just be scared, like to deal with them.
I've had kicks to the head from horses.
Oh my God! No. I did miss a step. I missed a step. Oh man. If guys weren't around, I would have still been scared of the horse because it looked at me like that. But I wouldn't have been embarrassed. I mean, because these were fine looking cowboy men.
But then see, that's not the worst thing I've done as a cowboy. I used to have to sometimes be one of those guys in the arena when there's bull riding, and some guys would get their heads stuck. So I would have to jump in and let them loose and then get the bull out of the arena.
Oh no, not me. No. Have you ever seen the Lane Frost movie?
Yeah, I've seen that. 8 seconds. Hell yeah.
I loved that movie. My sister, who passed away, her first grandson, they knew what they wanted to name the first name and they couldn't think of a middle name, and I asked them to name him Lane, and they did. I loved that movie so much, Lane Frost.
I actually met Tough Peterman.
Oh, you've met him?
Yeah, man.
Oh, he's a cool dude.
He wrote
longer than 8 seconds after
16
Lane
seconds.
died. That
16
is
seconds.
Amazing.
And he's done it more than one time.
Didn't he die?
Yeah. No, he's still alive.
Let me look up. Didn't Tough Hedeman? How do you say it? Is it Hedeman or Hedeman? Is it Hedeman?
Either way, Hedeman or Hedeman. I think he's still alive. I'm not too sure. But he was crazy. Good kid drink.
Oh, I want to be a cowboy. I'm going to ride you with my spurs on. Oh my
he's
God, I didn't know he was born in El Paso, Texas.
yeah,
Dude, I was there. We could have met
he's a
up.
Texas boy. Yeah, he's a Texas boy.
He didn't age well, folks. Hold on. I'm gonna bring some pictures up.
He's a world
Homeboy
champion.
age
Bull rider.
well.
He's
He did
good
not.
old boy.
And
but
most men age very well. I mean, I think they get better looking with age. But Tuffy here, no. All right, can you see that? Let me see.
Tough feet of it.
All right, so this was him. Can you guys see that picture of him? I mean, he was a nice looking man.
Yeah, he was.
This is him and Lane Frost together, you guys, the real Lane Frost and Tough. If you haven't seen the movie, it's an old movie about him.
It's with the guy from 90210.
This is it. It's got what's his name? Luke Perry in it as Lane Frost, and I forget who played Tough, and then Alec Baldwin's brother Billy, I think. Maybe he played Tough. I can't remember. But anyways, that's a great movie. But let me show you what he looks like now, because it's just not.
World champion.
Shit
That's a big old.
Shit happens. You get old.
And when they get that world champion buckle, I think it's like a championship title. It's got diamonds and gold on it for a cowboy buckle.
Diamonds and pearls.
Crazy.
This when he look at him. Oh, I want to be a bull. Lord, have mercy.
Lady, you know what? Want to be a bull?
I want to be a bull.
No, you know why? It's where they tie the rope around just to make the bull agitated.
Listen, I don't give a listen. I want to be a cowboy when I'm doing the riding, but these are real men, y'all. Check it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I've done it. Me and my brother
A
done it.
real man, Sean.
Me and my brother done brew riding.
Ooh. The Tough Heatman tour. El Paso. I did not know that, you guys. I didn't know. He was from I got married the first time in El Paso. And had my first baby in El Paso.
Yeah, my brother pumped his shoulder one time on a bull.
It's all just a bunch of bull. I was knocked out. Tashi said I was knocked out by a kick to the head too, and had my pony bite between my armpit and boob and drew blood. Never mind. I'm not getting horses with my money. Not doing it. No.
Well, the thing is, the number one rule is just don't stand behind a horse or a bull or cow. Don't stand behind them.
Melly says that she was also bitten by a horse on her arm. Y'all, I'm not going to get a horse.
See?
Maybe I'll get a zebra.
No, I mean, what they need for you would be maybe get a miniature horse.
They still bite. They're
No, but
they're
not as bad as the big horses. See, I used to have palominos and all that kind of horses.
I'm going to show you guys this. So the movie is called 8 Seconds, and it's got the guy from 90210 that passed away in it.
Yeah, Luke Perry.
Luke Perry, thank you. But it's a true story about a guy named Lane Frost. It's so good. So good. It's a love story too. And I love the girl who played the love interest in it too. And anyways, he drew, you know how they draw bulls to ride during competition? He drew the terrible one, the bad one. So I want to show you guys where in real life, after Lane Frost died, I'm going to show you where Tough says, I'm going to ride the, he said, I'm going to ride him an extra in 10 seconds for Lane. And this was in 1989. Let me stop it. I don't want to log into Facebook. Stop it.
Feed him in. Don't check me.
Let me make sure that we've got it. Bigger and then, all right, watch your ears, guys. Can you guys see it on there? Yeah, okay. Watch your ears because I don't know how loud it is. Oh. Why can't we hear it? Oh. Hold on.
Tough Hedeman. Here's the man of the hour. He's the man now that has had, well, a little ray of sunlight has come into his life in the race for the world title. When his traveling partner Jim
Yes, sir.
So the movie, you guys, and I'm telling you, if you ladies watch it, you've got to get your tissues out because they only have to ride for 8 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Stay on it for 8 seconds.
Yeah.
But he rode an extra 10 seconds at the next.
No, you actually wrote another 8 seconds, so you did 16.
Yeah. So it was so good. If you guys can watch it, it's called 8 seconds. It's so good. It will make you bawl your freaking eyes out. Tashi said her bite left a gnarly bruise. Melly said, yes, mine was black and blue. The boobie must have been awful painful. Oh, that hurts to think. It dropped me, Melly. I still sorted out my pony's feed before I went to the hospital. It's in the blood, the horse gene. Oh, God, no. Mm-mm. I'd have been like, you're never eating again, fucker. How about that? No, I'm just I would have said that. I would have said
no. There is ways of disciplining your horse. Just,
I don't want to discipline a horse. I want a horse that's already disciplined.
Oh yeah, it's break up. Yeah, you can break up. One of the ways of breaking is me and my dad used to put him on a corral and make him run for hours.
No, I don't want to do that either. I think I need a horse that's like 25 years old.
Broken.
That just wants to chill.
Broken.
That just wants to. He's like, my horse is like 25 years old. He doesn't want to be ridden anymore. He walks like Eeyore.
He just want a field horse. Yes.
Yeah, he wants to walk like Eeyore and just wants to be my buddy. And I could like scratch under his neck, and give him apples, like a chill horse. That's the kind of horse I want.
Usually, you can field a horse after 10 years after pony.
My horse is going to be 25. He's going to be fine. I'll intravenously feed him. And I'll give him Diet Coke.
That's not good. That's that gives a horse gas. And you don't want to be backwind of a horse. I know that for a fact.
Oh my gosh. Now, and you know what? I really want fainting goats. If I had my choice of any animal besides, of course, a dog and a cat, it would be fainting goats. Oh my gosh, fainting goats are so damn cute. Have you seen a fainting goat?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, have you guys seen fainting goats? Let me bring them. Go ahead.
We got them here on the island. They're actually native here.
Oh my gosh. Let me stop this right here. Hold on.
That's why some people keep them as pets.
I'm going to have them
inside the grass.
All right. Hold on. How do I get out of this? Exit full screen. Over here. Okay. Bring this up. Share screen. There. That. This. Make sure it's big over here. There. Over here. Don't come at me, YouTube. This is for research. We're researching. All right, watch. Oh, this is so wonderful. These are this is my jam right here. Make it bigger. There. Watch your ears.
It's okay, boo. It's okay, boo. Come here.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Good night. Oh my gosh, I want these. Oh, get up, little fella.
Let's get Boo out. Come on, buddy. Scoop. And there he goes. Okay, bud. Shake it off. You can do it. Up you go. Good job. And now he can go eat.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, I just can't. I love them so much. Oh, my puppies went out. Hold on just a second, Sean. My puppies went out. All right, sorry about that, y'all. Isn't that just so sweet? Those little things falling over.
See, that's one of the biggest problems about why I have it. People don't hunt goats
Why not? What's wrong with them?
because they drink their own pee.
Oh, who cares? Dogs lick their own balls, and we have
But see, they usually have beards. People don't want to deal with them.
Do you know goat's milk is better for you than cow's milk?
No, I'm lactose intolerant, so I don't drink any milk.
And goat's milk does not have to be refrigerated.
Yeah, I know. I know. But they,
Yeah.
like I said, people don't tolerate them because they stink.
Well, humans stink too, and we still love them. There are some people that have trouble showering, taking a
Well,
bath.
that's why a lot of the locals call them hippies, the goats.
Hippies.
Because they smell like
Gotta love
hippies.
them hippies. All right, Mr. Sean, I think 3 hours is enough for me. I'm tired. I need to go figure out if my dogs are Twitter pating, which I'm pretty sure they are. I came out of the back bedrooms tonight to Newt laying on the floor, and Anichka literally was standing over his head.
Wow.
Yeah.
Breeding season.
So they're Twitter pating, and Anichka's doing everything she can to tell Newt, hey, dude, get on. And he's like, can I just have your hand for just a minute, please? And she's like, I got no thumbs. But anyways, that's a whole different story.
He played his game.
He's playing the game. So I have to watch them because any day now I can start doing a deed with them. But thank you for coming up, Sean. Please let
Thank you, lady.
the baby face for a while. I'm not lying. These ladies are not lying when we're telling you, you look so much younger. Not that old men are ugly. Some are. I just proved it a little bit ago. But most men age like a fine wine. Women are the ones that get fucking uglier. I know. And I'm not going to lie.
It's all the same vice versa for all you guys, too. I love all you guys.
We love you. I got to show Lunch Lady before I get off. Lunch Lady, look at her, Sean. Lunch Lady, he shaved his beard. Look how adorable he is, a little baby.
Now you get to see all the dimples, don't you?
You got the cutest little baby face. Anyways, is that Sean's son? See there?
No, this is the real Sean.
We love you, Sean. We love you, our high chief of love. But I am going to end this live. 3 hours. I'm tired. I'm done. I'm gonna go check on my babies, and then I think I'm gonna hit the hay.
Same here.
Let me ask if Tashi, are you going live? Let me see if Tashi. Sean, are you subbed up to Tashi?
No.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
Tashi is also over in the Australia. Oh, she's not going live. Okay. I was just seeing where somebody could go to hang out. I tried, guys. So everybody go to bed then. Everybody put your asses to bed. Nothing good happens after midnight. Nothing. But it's not midnight over there. All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, Sean. Big hugs to you, Sean. Thank you for coming up. Lady. Love you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It matters not to me. Just let the algorithm know that you guys were here and we did something tonight. That sounds really, really good. I've got the next 3 days off. I'm so excited. Unless something happens and the water breaks of my daughter-in-law, then I've got the next 3 days off. I'm going to spend that time, part of that time, figuring out how to edit videos and stuff because I want to start putting up videos and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Lunch Lady, I will check your message on that. If not, I'm sending all my shit to you and you could just edit it for me. After all, you are the editor here. I mean, it's your job anyway. Shit. All right, guys. I love you so much. Thank you for coming in. If y'all can't be good at it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.